Hi Aries, this is Jody with Soul Purpose Tarot. I am in Carmel, Indiana. I am a Libra Sun, Capricorn Rising, Sagittarius Moon. If you have been here before, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, welcome. What I normally do is let flip, fly, or fall anywhere from 5 to 7 tarot cards. Take a look at that. Are we looking at life, love, career, or health? And then clarify with various oracle cards. So let's see what's going on. This will be for the first half of August. So let's see what's going on. We've had some major eclipses in July. So the moon in reverse just popped out. So you are no longer deluding yourself. Something has been made clear. I feel like in the past, maybe you were fooling yourself about something because the moon is usually about secrets, hidden desires, whatever, and it's in reverse. So that means that it's come out, or you have realized that maybe you were lying to yourself, deceiving somebody else, whatever the case is. Feels like the truth has just come out. The Five of Cups in reverse. So this looks like somebody who's been feeling sorry for themselves, but you are not feeling sorry for yourself anymore. And I feel like that maybe is going along with maybe you were feeling sorry for yourself beforehand. The truth came out, and now you're kind of like, I feel like you're like taking responsibility for maybe thoughts or something about certain things that were going on before. Let me keep going here. What else is going on? So you're not lying to yourself or anybody else. I feel like you're clear on a situation, and the truth has come out in some way, shape, or form. Okay, so I have 3 here. What do I feel like I want to go? The Sun, 2 of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles. So the Sun in reverse. So that makes me feel like maybe somebody laid some truth out for you. Because if you were the one that did this, it would make you feel better about it, but I feel like you would feel better. The Sun would be upright, but whatever truth got revealed didn't make you feel all that great. And I feel like I want to say disappointed. You're disappointed. You thought it would be different. Juggling some money, making a decision. Okay. All right. So a decision has been forced upon you. Oh, okay. So you thought something was going to be one way. Oh, I got it. Sorry. So you were deluding yourself. You thought things were going to be like, we're going to do it this way. We're going to do it my way. It's going to be all peachy. And I'm going to just, everything's going to be fantastic. Someone laid some truth on you. It kind of flipped your world upside down. And all of a sudden you're like going, I'm not going to get my way. Is that what this is all about? And now you've got to make a decision. You have a decision to make about whether you want to do things their way or do things your way, which is not going to happen from the looks of it. So, and Page of Pentacles. So it looks like that to me feels like it's some sort of an offer. They gave you an offer, you gave them an offer back. Maybe you guys are in counter offers. Whatever the case is, I think you got your ass served up on a platter, and you thought things were you were gonna waltz in and everything was gonna go your way, and you were all excited and your dreams were coming true, and you realized that the people that you were involved with had dreams of their own and they saw things differently. and maybe you weren't lined up on the same page. And so now you have to figure out, how important is this to me? Do I want to do I want to do things their way? Do I want to do my things? Do I want to stay stubborn, or do we want to compromise? I feel like that's what the next step is some compromising is getting ready to go down, and you're trying to figure out, and I feel like there's a lot of resistance here. I feel like there is a lot of resistance about you giving in, because I have this sneaking suspicion that you pride yourself in always getting your way in almost everything. And somebody just showed you that's not going to happen this time around. You're not going to get everything your way. And that is not setting well with you. I feel like I need one more card. Give me one more card. All right. And the base, the Chariot card in reverse. So you're not moving forward until you, again, I don't want to say it's that you do it their way, but until you do a few things their way. Because like I said, I feel like you came in and you were like, I'm the star, I'm the famous person, I'm the one that has all the control, we're going to do things my way. And they went, no. If you want to write this book, you've got to do this, 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 and this. If you want to have this part in this movie, you're going to have to do this, 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 and this. If you want this relationship, you're going to have to do this, 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 and this. Whatever the case is, whoever you were coming into a collaboration with, they had thoughts of their own. And for some reason, you seemed surprised that was what was happening, because, again, I feel like you prided yourself in perhaps being a very good negotiator and almost always getting things your way in the past. And this time around, it didn't work out that way. And I feel like I'm finding you shocked and disappointed and shocked. I'm going to keep going. This is reminding me of a situation. So I'm going to tell you this. I sold real estate for a long time. Mid-90s, before I learned how to negotiate, and when my self-worth was about this big and I let people bully me around, I had sold a house to a lawyer and his family. And after we have written the offer and before closing, he comes to me and tells me, oh, by the way, you sold us a house that didn't have a coat closet, and we want some money off of it because of this. I mean, I was like dumbfounded. And I ended up bringing my broker in on this to have this conversation, because I was like, I didn't know what to do. And I didn't have the balls at that time to go, fuck off, dude. I didn't sell you anything. You signed the contract. I didn't have that in me. And he could smell that in me, I think. He could smell that young, not confident realtor person. And I remember talking to his sister years later, and realizing that was her brother. And I remember her saying, yeah, he was really proud of that, the way he fucked you over. And I feel like, and I don't mean this to be mean, but I feel like there's a group of you that perhaps have been kind of like him, very proud when you would pull something over somebody, very proud of getting things your way, very proud of being smarter than other people, and someone just, what's the phrase? Someone just one-upped you somehow. You met your match. All right, that's what I want to say. You met your match, and somebody just did somebody just pulled one of you on one of you. Someone just pulled something that you used to pull on you. Oh. Okay. I'm going to keep going here. So what kind of emotions are you dealing with right now? And I don't mean to make it sound like you guys are like mean or bullies or anything like that. That's not what I mean. It's just, I just want to say, I feel like in the past, you were very good negotiators and you prided yourself on being leaders and being in control and everything, and proud of how you are able to come about doing stuff like that. So what emotions are you feeling now? Okay, so let me think about this. Okay, so you're still, all right, well, for whatever reason, oh, okay. I'm going to say this. You like the challenge. So there is a portion of you that loves the fact that they didn't just roll over and play dead. And you love the challenge and you are proud that whatever's going on, gets your juices flowing. I'm going to say that. That's too many cards. So even though these cards make it kind of look like it might not necessarily be, or perhaps, okay, so let me say this. At first I thought this was somebody did this to you. This could also go the other way around. You did this to somebody else. You got the truth out of somebody else. You flipped somebody else's world upside down and you're like, we're not moving forward until da-da-da-da-da happens. So it could play either way. It could be you're the one in the driver's seat or the other people are in the driver's seat. Whatever the case is, both of you have met each other's match, but you are both enjoying this negotiation because it's like a tit for tat. It's not like nobody's mad at each other at this point in time. It feels like you're like, oh man, I know I'm going to get this, but I really like this negotiation, I guess. I really like this challenge that's been set in front of me. It like makes you alive. So whatever challenge has been set, God dang it. I wish 15 would not fly out at a time. Whatever challenge has been set out in front of you, it's not making you back down at the moment. Let me keep. What else? What other emotions are you feeling currently about this situation? Because I was not expecting proud to come out. So that's why I like doing the emotions card, because it helps me build on the story of what's going on, because I may interpret things, but a certain way. My throat chakra is acting up, so I feel like perhaps you are proud that you spoke the truth, or that maybe the other person spoke the truth. So, some truth was spoken. I just feel like that's the main thing. Some truth was uncovered. You either dug it out of them or they dug it out of you, or something's going on. But whatever the case is, you're going into this, God, I can't get any of these out. You're going into the situation, everybody is out in the open and on the up and up, and there's not any of this deception, and you won't be waiting for the other shoe to fall in the future because you've got all of the stuff cleared up ahead of time. And I feel like in the past, maybe that had been an issue, is like communication maybe hadn't always been really great in the past. And so it wasn't always like, there was always still some stuff uncovered or left buried that you were always like waiting for them to figure something out, or you were waiting for something. And this feels like there's a whole lot of the truth has been laid out on the table. Inspired. So you're feeling inspired. Interesting. So whatever has happened is actually kind of making you excited because I feel like maybe in the past you were scared to communicate what you really wanted because you were afraid of being rejected. You were afraid of asking all the hard questions because you were afraid of what you would hear. But you have realized that this has never really worked for you in the past. So it's kind of like you maybe went about it in a different way this time. And you're like, I'm going to get it all out on the table. And if this is going to work out, it's going to work out. Hateful. Well, that's a surprise. This feels like it has more to do with the past. In the past, because everything didn't get uncovered, there would be like negative emotions that would pop up because, well, you didn't tell me that. Well, you didn't tell me that. And so now that everything's coming out, you're not going to have to worry about like having a broken heart because you have all of the facts. All of the facts have been brought to the surface, which before that wasn't typically your MO. Because in the past, you apparently felt inadequate. So you didn't maybe necessarily want them. You didn't want all of that stuff brought out because you were afraid. It feels like some self-esteem stuff. You were afraid that if they knew all the details, they would say no. Well, they didn't say no when they learned all of the details. And it's like, you're like, okay, well, now we can move forward because we know the worst of the worst. We know the worst case scenario. So now it's not anything, there's not anything that's not being discussed or talked about. I feel like I'm going around in circles. I hope it makes sense what I'm saying here. But since my throat chakra started like activating, it feels, like I said, it feels like some truth has been spoken, and it's a little bit of a relief. Confused. Are you confused about what came out? Are you confused about what they said? Maybe it was maybe there was a little bit of confusion because you were like, well, I wasn't, it says disoriented, bewildered, or puzzled. So whatever came out, you're kind of like, well, I think it caught you off guard, but it's okay. You can handle it. Whatever truth came out caught you off guard. It confused you a little bit, but it's not anything that you can't work out. Because again, when you have all the facts, you can work with all the facts. When you don't have all of the facts and you're pretending to carry on without all of the facts, that's what blows up in your face. That's like, okay, so when I sold real estate, we had all of these disclosures. Okay, so that's what's kind of happened is some stuff was disclosed. Some truth was disclosed. You found out some stuff that you didn't necessarily like or want to hear, but the fact that you're like going, well, now I know what I'm working with. And in the past, a lot of times, you didn't always have all the facts. And that always came back to blow up in your face. And this time, it's like you feel like you have all the facts. And it can't blow up in your face now because you know what you're working with. Okay, I'm just going to keep going. This is going to be a long reading. Do I need any more of these? One more. I'll get one more. Nope, I'm done with these. All right. Okay, so let me think here. Facts came out. Now you can move forward because you know what you're working with. Let me think about what's the next question. What do you need to know? What do you need to know? I'm looking at all of my decks right now. I feel like Okay. I feel like this one. So my last question will be, what do you have forward to look to now? What do you have to look forward now? What do you have to look forward to now? You know what I'm trying to say. Now that all of the facts have been laid out on the table, you feel like you have the truth laid out in front of you. You know what you're working with. You know what their demands are. You've placed your demands out on the table. Everything is clear. There's not going to be any surprises. What can you look forward to now that you are like working fully in the light? I'm just going to say fully in the light. You can look for guiding children. You are good at helping, counseling, and healing children. Use your skills to help children now. That doesn't make sense to me, but perhaps it does to you. It doesn't have to make sense to me. So maybe whatever was going on, maybe this was a divorce case. So you're negotiating a divorce and children or something. So maybe this has something to do with your children and how to work with your children or go forward with your children from here on out. What else do you have to look forward to? Blossoming. You are just getting started, so have patience with yourself and the process and do not give up. All right, so this is just the beginning of I feel like I want to say this is the beginning of a new cycle. A cycle where you have all of the picture, you have all of the truth, you have all the information, so you can make your decisions because everything has been laid out on the table. And in the past, that was not always the case. And so because you were afraid to ask the tough questions, or the other person was afraid to ask the tough questions, a lot of stuff was just left under the ground and it would always erupt later on. Expectations. You had expectations that never got discussed before, and now expectations have been laid out. Everybody knows I expect you to be at work at 8 a.m. and you are here until 5, no ifs, ands, or buts. I expect this. I expect that. I do not expect this. All the expectations have been laid out. So decisions can be made. All right, what else? Go outside. You have been indoors too long. Go outside and get some fresh air. So perhaps this negotiation thing that you were, I'm seeing like people at a boardroom table for like 48 hours straight, negotiating. And so now that that's done and over, it's kind of like you can go take a breath and you can take a breather now before you move forward and the chariot flips upside down, back upright or whatever, and you move forward. The hard part's over. Fertility. It's in the perfect time for you to start new projects, access new ideas, and give birth to new conditions. So I want one more. There's one more that needs to come out. So whatever the case is, it's kind of like you can take a breath now. The hard part is over. Truth, negotiations, everything's out in the open. Nobody's going to step on a landmine. Don't back down. Stand up for what you believe is right. And that's what you did. Is maybe before in the past you said yes to things that you should have said no to. Or they said yes to things they should have said no to. And again, expectations, people weren't speaking their truth, and the truth got spoken. And because you're all working with the truth now, everything's going to be okay. I'm going to stop there, and I will see you guys middle of August. Thanks. Bye.